Good YouTube, Quinn Wade. Coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the San Antonio Spurs got it done again. This time they beat the Chicago Bulls 129 to 114. The Spurs are now 57-18, which is a really good record. I would have never thought they would have won this many games. And 29-7 at home. That's a really good record too. They played at home in this game. The Bulls go to 29-46 and 11-26 on the road. San Antonio sweep the season series. They play the Bulls twice a year in the regular season, and this was the last meeting since they won the first one. They won't see each other again until next season because the Bulls are not going to be a playoff or a play-in team this season. So Spurs won the first quarter 29-28. Then they won the second quarter 35-19. Then the third quarter was won by the Spurs 38-35. But they did lose the fourth quarter 32-27. But they had such a big of a lead that it didn't really matter if they won or lost it anyway, unless it was by a late run or a run good enough to get the Bulls back in the game to be able to win it. But it didn't happen because the Spurs defense was good and their scoring was still good enough to help them finish off the game with the win. Gershon Yabusele was playing good basketball. 15 points. He went 4 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line. You just like the fact that he was attacking. You just like the fact that he was driving, had a nice steal that led to a nice dunk. Also in this one, of course, you would have liked if he would have made a couple more threes. Just didn't happen in this one, even though he had good looks. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls, and 1 offensive rebound was his night. Besides finishing as a -8 and plus minus, Isaac Okoro was able to splash in the 3. Then he went 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 6 points. He had 3 rebounds, no turnovers, and a steal. And then he got in a lot of foul trouble. A lot of good wings on the Spurs, so they're going to test you discipline-wise. And he could not answer it the way he needed to, even though people consider him a 3-and-D guy. Defense wasn't that great in this one. He was a -10 and plus minus. Matas Buzelis was held to 12. That's not that bad. At least he still got double figures. Obviously, you would like if he would have had better numbers. He had some good looks from 3, but he finished 1 of 6, just like Yabusele. But he went 5 of 12 from the field and made his only free throw. He did get 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. He also got 3 blocks, which was the most on the team tonight. Using that length and that size to be, a guy that can make a play on the ball was something that you should always want from him, and you're starting to see him figure that out every game. Now you just need his offense to take another leap. He did have 2 personal fouls, and he also was a -28 and plus minus. Trey Jones did a good job of speeding up the game. 23 points for him. He led the Bulls in scoring. He went 9 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, and was a -7 in plus minus. Josh Giddey played 33 minutes. He ended up having 9 points. You would like to see him have more than that, but he wasn't even looking to score. He went 3 of 5 from the field and 2 of 3 from the three-point line. He scored efficient. He just didn't take that many shots. He also went 1 of 2 from the free throw line and had 10 assists and 7 rebounds. He's going to try to make winning plays and winning decisions. And it was working throughout the game, and just he needed to do more if there was going to be the team like the Spurs, and it just didn't happen. He did have 2 turnovers and a block, no personal fouls, which is good in 33 minutes. He finished with 1 offensive rebound, was a -18 and plus minus. And then Patrick Williams, 21 minutes, he had 2 points. He scored 2 at the free throw line. All other shots he just flat out missed, and finished 0 of 7 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block. No personal fouls, and was a +3 and plus minus. Leonard Miller, 25 minutes, 21 points. He went 9 of 14 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3. Really good scoring from him. The mid-range was working. The 3 was working. The drives was working. He was able to mix everything up tonight. He had 6 rebounds, which was the most off the bench. He had 4 assists, which was the most off the bench. He also had 1 steal in the block, 5 offensive boards. Means he was putting a lot of extra effort out there to beat the Spurs to the ball, and his teammates too sometimes. And then he had 4 personal fouls and was a -9 and plus minus. Aldridge played 4 minutes. He missed his 2 free throws, them only attempts that he had. So he went scoreless in 4 minutes. He still grabbed a rebound had no turnovers, had no personal fouls, and was a zero and plus minus. Colin Sexton, 27 minutes. That ended up being the most minutes off the bench. He had 20 points and he went 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 6 from three, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. So the scoring was something that he's going to always provide for you. You just don't know how his playmaking going to be, and you don't really know his efficiency, what that's going to be. But he's going to be a solid player for you. And for him to get 20 and Lillard to give you 20, you're going to need them type of performances if you're going to compete with a team like the Spurs, who is one of the best in the league. But he had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, only 1 turnover and a steal, so he really was good when he was out there. So a real good game from Colin Sexton. 3 personal fouls and a zero and plus minus. Rob Dillingham, 20 minutes, 6 points. He went 3 of 12 from the field and 0 of 5 from three. I mean, if you're going to take that many shots, you got to make more of them. And it just didn't happen for him today. He just had an off shooting night. He's never really been known as a great shooter, but he's starting to develop good habits and starting to play a little bit better and is performing a little bit better. Just not in this game. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, a steal in the block, 1 personal foul, and was a +2 and plus minus. And then you look at the Spurs, they played a short rotation, but it worked. They dominated this game. Champagne Julian ended up playing 28 minutes. He had 13 points. For some reason, he kept getting open. They wasn't paying attention to him. They had a lot of breakdowns, and he was just ready to shoot whenever he got the ball or score in general. He went 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from three. He grabbed 8 boards. He was out there for that too. And then he had 3 assists. He kept the ball moving if he didn't have a shot that was open or they felt like he can make. He had no turnovers in the personal foul, was a +9 and plus minus. Victor Wembanyama, 31 minutes. He had 41 points. He went 17 to 27 from the field, 3 of 6 from three, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. And he also grabbed 16 boards, and some of his offensive boards led to baskets after he got it, and he ended up getting 6 offensive rebounds. He also had 4 assists. Driving and kicking works too when a team can hit corner threes or top of the key threes or cut. He also had 2 turnovers, a steal, and 3 blocks. It ain't Wimby if he ain't getting a block, and he had some really cool ones in this game where guys thought they had it and he just said nope. And then 2 personal fouls and was a +15 and plus minus. De'Aaron Fox, 23 minutes, he had 7 points. He went 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3 point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 steals, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and a +9 and plus minus. Um, he wasn't even trying to score out there. He was just trying to let his teammates do their thing. And it actually was a good mentality because Victor really had it going. He was hitting step back threes and everything. And everybody else was looking to attack as much as they could. They just felt like the Bulls were too small for them. And if you want me to be honest, there's some truth to that. Devin Vassell, he was sitting in the corner a lot of the times. He went 2 of 4 from three, so you can't really be too mad at him. The problem with him is he went 2 of 9 from the field. He didn't shoot the ball that great in this one, but he also did give you 7 boards and 3 assists with no turnovers. He also had a steal. He only gave you 1 personal foul, so he defended and he scored when it was needed, but he just missed a lot of easy ones throughout this one. And he was a +20 and plus minus. And then Stephon Castle played 35 minutes. He gave you 21. He was 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from three. So he gave you some shots that you liked and you kind of didn't like, but since he was able to make a couple of them, you wasn't too mad at him. And then he went 6 of 10 from the free throw line. That's a lot of attempts, but he missed a lot of them too. And then he gave you 10 assists and 8 boards. You're looking at, I got to do whatever helps the team. So grab a couple boards, find your teammates by breaking down the defense or kicking it out or running the play or just finding them when they open. Whenever you see it, he was able to do that real easy. He did have 4 turnovers though. That probably was the worst part of his night besides the free throws that he missed. And then a steal, 3 offensive boards, 1 personal foul, and was a +24 and plus minus. Harrison Barnes, 17 minutes, 3 points. He ended up going 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from three, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line to get it. You know, he missed too many shots in this one. Even the wide open looks, he did have 1 rebound, no turnovers, and a steal. He also got his only offensive rebound, which was his only rebound tonight. He had a personal foul and was a -5 and plus minus. And Kel Dunn, Johnson, 26 minutes, 15 points for him. He was able to splash home a couple threes and able to drive directly to the basket and finish. Wasn't always easy, so he missed a couple, but at least he put the effort to try to not settle. He went 3 of 4 from the free throw line, had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, and a steal. He also had one offensive rebound, no personal fouls, and a plus 11 in plus minus. Carter Bryant played 6 minutes. He ended up missing his only shot, which ended up being a three. He didn't do anything else but finish as a -4 and plus minus. Luke Cornett, big net, 19 minutes for him. He had 10 points. He was able to get deep in the paint and was able to finish real good. And he went 4 or 5 from the field and 2 or 2 from the free throw line. So efficient night from him. Also helped with the 5 rebounds. You're big. That's what you have to do, especially if you're in the paint. And then he had 1 assist, no turnovers, 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, was a -8 and plus minus. And then, of course, the person that's getting more popular and getting more love is Dylan Harper, mainly because he's playing really, really good basketball. 13 points. He went 6 of 11 from the field. Of course, he's going to shoot some jumpers. He went 1 or 2 from threes. He's going to drive majority of the time. It worked more times than not in this one. He did have 6 rebounds and 3 assists, 1 turnover, still in a block. He also had 3 offensive rebounds, 4 personal fouls, and was a +4 and plus minus. 51% from the field for the Spurs, 46% for the Bulls, 41% from 3 for the Spurs, 30% for the Bulls. That helped the Spurs a lot making their threes. It helps any team. 24 free throws for the Spurs, 71% for them. But the Bulls shot 21 free throws. They also shot 71%. They just took 3 less free throws. And then 55 rebounds, 20 rebound difference in this one because the Bulls had 35. 31 assists for the Spurs, 26 for the Bulls. 11 turnovers for the Spurs, 10 for the Bulls. 8 steals for the Spurs, 7 for the Bulls. 4 blocks for the Spurs, 7 for the Bulls. 16 offensive rebounds for the Spurs, 7 for the Bulls. 28 defensive rebounds for the Bulls, 39 for the Spurs. And then 14 personal fouls, which is good. You didn't foul a lot. The Spurs had. And the Bulls did foul more with 20, which we knew because the Spurs took more free throws, although they made the same percentage. Just a really good defensive game by the Spurs and just a really, really good offensive game where they was getting basically anything they wanted, and they just had to fight a little bit to get some offensive boards here and there to keep themselves ahead and keep them, in the right mind frame up. We got to work to get this win. Nobody's going to give it to us. And the Bulls was fighting. They was making plays. They was trying to score. They was trying to do whatever they could to give themselves a chance to win. Just the Spurs was just too much for them. The size made a difference, and then the shooting made a difference. And guys defended and played hard. It made it difficult for the Bulls to get the shots they wanted, so they had to settle a little bit in this one. And it ended up working out for the Spurs. So good game from them. Great rebounding game. Great ball movement. Great individual play. Great team play, playing off of each other, giving each other opportunities. That is not always there, but since they created it and generated it, it ended up becoming something that ended up hurting the Bulls more than they probably wanted it to. But the Spurs have been playing like this all season. Like, I didn't think the Spurs was going to be bad. But, I mean, the Spurs are on pace for a 60-win season. Even Spurs fans didn't see that coming. But that's how good they've been playing this year. After getting beaten the cup, they had to take themselves serious, and they had to look at what we can do better, how can we play better, and they just needed to stay healthy. Now we're going to see if they learn from that cup and try to win the championship. There's nothing that they're missing. There's nothing really that they need besides experience and learning, what these teams are going to be about and what they're going to do, and just being ready for it as much as you can. The preparation is what matters in the playoffs and how you're going to execute what you're going to do on both ends to give yourself a chance to win a 7-game series. We know how tough the West can be. We know how tough it can be to even win 2 series to even get to the conference finals. But this team is built for a long run. This team is built for success. They proved it all season. Now they just got to prove it again in the playoffs. And if they do, we're just going to feel a different way about them. We're going to look at them differently, and they're going to earn our respect. They did it this season. Now they got to do it against the best of the best for a long stretch, which is a couple weeks. So we'll see if they can back it up and talk the talk and walk the walk. They feel like they're there. They feel like they have proven themselves. They have done a lot, and they have. But the playoffs is a different level. The playoff is a different beast. It's a different test, and we just have to see if they can pass it. That's really about it for them. And the Bulls, we know they're young. They have a lot of pieces that they're trying to try out. They're trying to use. They're trying to get how to work them in and how they're going to fit and if they're going to keep them for long term. Jaden Ivey got waived, which sucks because he was a player that teams still liked and they still looked in at, and the Bulls feel like he can be a good fit for them. He still looked like a player that had good upside to be a starting point guard in this league, and a guy that can get you double figures, even though he's coming off injury. So it sucks that they didn't keep him that long, and his run with them is over so fast. But I do hope he get picked up again, and I do hope he get another chance because he can be a really good player in this league. That's why he was a lottery pick, a top 5 pick at that, and it'll be good to see him get another chance with another organization to prove that he belongs in this league. And we just will have to see how he develops and becomes better as a player, or if he doesn't. We got to give him a fair chance, like the Pistons did when they drafted him. If he works hard enough, he should get another shot. So all I can do is hope you can get one. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get the analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today with more analysis, hopefully.